Hey, have you been wanting to create structure in your business, but you have no idea how? I have been able to create a profitable web design business over the past 9 years without having a huge following. In this video, I'm giving you the behind the scenes look of how I grow my profits without having to have millions of followers to get clients. The way I structure my business is by creating a marketing plan. This video is the third part of my mini series, Marketing Like a Pro, where I'm going through all the aspect of creating a marketing plan so you can understand how you can structure your business, grow in profits, without having to do everything at once. So now, the way I structure my marketing plan is by first assessing my capacity and the season that I am in business. I ask myself, what is the season that I'm at? What is my current capacity? What are my energy levels in this moment that I am? Not where I want to be, but where I am right now. For example, for me right now, I'm in the visibility season of my business, where I'm trying to reach my current audience and turn them into clients. You got to keep in mind, you don't need a big audience in order for you to be able to convert those people into clients. So after I'm aware of my energy and my capacity, then what I do next is I choose a strategy that's going to work for me this season. So right now I'm doing the drip feed funnel, which is what I'm doing in this mini series right now. And this is going to allow me to create trust with my current audience and also be able to reach out and expand my reach to new leads and new audience that are watching my videos. If you want to know more in depth about the different types of strategies that are working well for me and for my clients, please go and watch the second part of this mini series where I go more in depth on these funnels and these strategies. Today, I'm like really just going to give you the behind the scenes look of my own strategy and how it can just be as simple. I really want you to know that it can just be very simple and we don't have to overwhelm ourselves with all the things, all the tasks, all the other strategies that there are out there. If I want you to take something away from this entire mini series is understanding that simplicity creates momentum and momentum creates results. So the more simple that you can be able to create that marketing plan, the more easy it is going to be for you to execute that consistently. And when you execute that consistently, then you're able to see the results from what you're doing. Once I am able to understand my capacity, my energy, and the season that I'm at in business, and then I am able to choose what is that strategy that I want to just focus on. What's that foundational strategy that I want to choose? Then the second step is adding these four components into my marketing strategy. And the first one is my ideal client, being able to know who am I marketing for and who am I trying to reach. So just having that specific person who you're going to be talking to is going to be very crucial to very specify the messaging, which is like my next component. I understand my ideal client. Then I understand what's my messaging. And then I understand like how am I tying my messaging into what I'm offering and how am I creating content that is then being consistent around that. So I'm just going to break it down for you. So, but the first one is my ideal client. When it comes to your ideal client, you want to be very specific to who that person is. I struggled with this for years because I thought that my ideal client was some type of like broad marketing niche. So I thought that I just needed to know their demographics, who they were, and like this vague idea of what an ideal client is. But what I really understood is that throughout the years, it's really not about specifics of demographics or what that person does. It's more about those internal beliefs that this ideal client has, right? Their fears, their dreams, their desires, their things that they want, how they're thinking about the problem that they have, how they're thinking about the solution that they want. And being able to be very clear on that is very crucial for you to be able to then create offerings that are going to actually be the thing that's going to help them take them to the next step. Once you're clear about your ideal client, then creating an offer for that ideal client becomes the second step. Creating that offer that's going to genuinely provide that solution. And what you want to do is then use messaging as the key point or the crucial point for you to be able to position that offer for that ideal client. So we're working backwards. We're not just creating content, we're creating content that's going to first deliver a message. And then that message is going to position your offers. So it's positioned for that specific ideal client. So that's why you will have to understand first who are you speaking to and who am I selling? What am I selling? And how am I communicating that messaging? How I'm positioning that's messaging. And then through what channels or what via or what medium or platforms am I going to share my message? So this is like the framework of putting it all together is understanding your ideal client, understanding what you're offering, understanding how you're going to position that through your messaging, and understanding the vehicles in which you're going to share your message. All of this together creates that marketing plan. So once you know your ideal client, once you know what you're offering, once the messaging, and once you're clear also on how you're going to share that message, then that becomes your marketing plan. It's that simple, right? It doesn't mean that there's no like little things like when it comes to like other like pricing and other things. Of course, there's more to it than that. But what we want to do is just simplify it in our head so we can be able to execute on those things. Once you have that laid out for you, then the next step is to be able to execute, take action on that strategy and on that plan that you already done. Here's a mistake that I see most entrepreneurs make. Either they get stuck in that ideal client research and they don't fully execute the plan to its totality, or they execute, but they don't have that consistency when it comes to sharing the content and sharing the message. Okay. What we want to do is that all these little pieces need to be able to work together in order for that marketing plan to work. Because you cannot just put content out there without knowing your messaging and your positioning on how you're going to position your offer. And you cannot position your offer with if you don't know what you're offering. And you cannot offer something if you don't know who you're offering it to. So all these little pieces need to work together in order for that marketing plan to see that momentum, to see that results, for you to be able to execute it without feeling lost and overwhelmed like all these other things that are coming your way, right? So there are a lot of distractions on social media. There's a lot of things that you can implement, that you can learn about when it comes to marketing. But if you can simplify it in your head and then document that process of what you're going to do, understand, get clarity around your ideal client, what are you going to do to get clarity around your offer? What are you going to do to get clarity around your messaging and your positioning? And what are you going to do to actually share that message and put all this together to work? Then this is when you're able to create a marketing plan that works for you, right? A marketing plan that is not just, oh, let me just post 5 times and see if this works, because that usually never works, because either you don't know what is that missing piece. You don't know what is that missing piece that you need to tweak or that you need to change. Oftentimes, we do need to change the offer once we do some research around our ideal client to really specify what they really want. And we figure out, oh, that's not really what they want. They want this. Oftentimes, we need to specify our messaging more, tweak our messaging. And oftentimes, we need to specify and be more consistent with how are we sharing our content. So there's all these moving puzzles of the marketing plan that if you are not documenting those things, is very hard to take track of. And that's why having a marketing plan creates that ease in your business to be able to then look back at what you're doing and see, oh, this is where my clients are not moving along through the funnel. This is why. It's my messaging. It's not resonating. It's not moving the needle forward. So you're able to get that data when you have a marketing plan. But if you don't have a marketing plan, then you're just posting just for the sake of posting, it's going to be very hard to look back on what are the things that are working and what are the things that are not. Because basically, it's not always that the whole marketing plan is not working. It's just one piece of the puzzle that needs some tweaks and some changes in order for you to actually see some results and momentum coming in there. So if you need help creating a marketing plan, if you need help understanding how all these pieces of the puzzle work together, I would love to invite you to a marketing intensive with me. I have 5 spots available this month, and I would love to work with you. I would love to truly understand where I can help you when it comes to creating this marketing plan, where you can put all these pieces together. Or if you have already a marketing plan in place, how can we tweak and change it so you can actually see more growth, more profits, and more ease in your business? If you would like to schedule a call with me, you can go at janetsoriano.com/discovery call. You can also check out my website and see the process of this marketing intensive. And also, get on the email list. If you feel like you're not ready for the marketing intensive just yet, I have a marketing audit quiz where you can just find out what are your blind spots within your marketing to be able to then fully prioritize that in order for you to move to the next level in your business. If you'd like to get access to this marketing audit, you can search for the link below in the show notes or go to janetsoriano.com/marketing audit to take the quiz and find out what are your marketing blind spots. Now, before implementing a marketing plan in my business, what I was doing was really just stacking strategies on top of strategies and not really seeing anything work together. So one of the things that I did was actually like just take a step back from doing all the things and actually simplify my plan in order for me to actually see, okay, this is the first step, this is the second step, this is the third step, right? I don't have to know all 20 steps of that marketing plan, but I need to at least have that structure in place where I know like exactly what am I doing to move the needle forward in my business. What does this look like? So I start my process as my long form content, which are my blogs. And then these blogs are turned into my YouTube videos, which are these videos right now. And then my YouTube videos are the primary foundational place where I share my message, where share my offers, where I share my positioning, and where I talk to my ideal client. And then I use my secondary channel, which is Instagram, to be able to create short form content that's going to lead people back to this long form content, because I know that this long form content is what's going to create more of the nurturing and the trust with my people, so they can be able to just either convert into a lead or convert into a client. So in my YouTube videos, what I do is, like, the first step is being able to provide that value and give my people what they're looking for. In YouTube, it's mostly about people searching exactly what they need. So what I'm trying to do with this content is actually just give you the things that you need without all the fluff, without all the extra stuff. So I go straight into what my content is, and then I just ask for the sale. So I show up, I nurture, and I ask for the sale. And that is as simple as I make it when it comes to my marketing plan, is that all you want to do is be able to show up, nurture your people, and invite them to work with you. And if you're not ready to work with me, then I have different ways in which I try to nurture my people with getting them on my email list. The different ways that I can get people on my email list is through quizzes, through worksheets, through free masterclass. So those are things that are not the main foundational things in which I get leads, because how I really get leads is through these videos, and how I convert those leads is through my email. So once I have that loop going of my long form content, right? And then I have my short form content leading to my long form content. I have that loop, right? So my short form content is driving people to my long form content. Then my long form content is driving people to actually take an action, either start working with me right away, or you can, if you're not ready to work with me right away, you can get on my list and get a worksheet, get a masterclass, something that I can help you take action even without you paying me at first. So one of the things that you want to create when it comes to that structure in your business is, how are you going to show up to provide that value for your ideal clients? And the way that I show up is through these videos, as through giving free worksheets, through giving free masterclasses. There's two ways you could do it. You could do it through sprints, or you could do it through a marathon phase, right? So what I usually do is, like, every quarter, I'll create a new masterclass, a free worksheet, or a quiz where I am trying to attract new leads into my email list, because I know that most of my people are not going to convert right away, right? Most of my people are going to feel like they need to create that trust with me. They need to know me. They need to like me. They need to create that know and trust factor in order to be able to work with me, because I am at a higher premium price. These kind of strategies work because I'm not trying to be an influencer. I'm not trying to get millions and millions of followers. I'm just trying to attract the right person for this right problem that I need, that I can help them solve. And then I am going to just nurture that, right? I'm going to show up, I'm going to nurture, and I'm going to invite. And this is how simple marketing can be for you if you really simplify, if you really go into understanding these concepts of creating a marketing plan. And this is why marketing plan creates so much ease in your business, because you can just understand, okay, if you feel stuck when it comes to getting a client, you're like, oh, I want to get my next 10 clients. All right. So how are you going to show up to get those clients? How are you going to nurture your people to get on the list with you, and how are you going to invite them to take action to work with you? And once you have clarity on those three things, then executing becomes very simple, and it becomes more easy. My strategy works because it's building that credibility, and it's building that trust with my audience, and it's building that relationship. So credibility, trust, and relationships. These are the core fundamental things of marketing, especially if you're selling something that is up at a premium price. You want to be able to create that trust, that credibility, and that relationship before they can even feel safe to give you that amount of money. For example, 5K, 10K, 15K projects. We have to understand that creating trust takes time. All of this takes time. It's not going to be like just one done deal and then you just create it and then you forget about it. It has to be consistent, and it has to be long term. This is not something that is a quick fix to creating a profitable business. This is something that you need to work on. It takes work, it takes dedication, it takes the discipline of showing up every day to show up for your clients. So one of the things that I truly believe in my business is that when I show up for my clients show up for me. And that mindset helps me understand, like, oh, I'm creating for my people. I'm creating for my client. One of the things that helps me truly be in the mindset of creating that consistency is being able to understand, oh, I'm creating for my people. I'm creating for my audience that needs to hear what I have to say. And I'm not here to create this big following. And I'm not desperate to get a client right now. I'm actually playing the long game here. I'm actually building a business that's going to be unstoppable, that's going to grow. I'm building instead of chasing. So instead of me going out and chasing clients, doing cold DMs and just things that really don't work when it comes to like being salesy and just pushing people into this broke kind of marketing type of way, I'm like actually building. I'm building the trust, I'm building the relationships, and I'm building a community of people that can be able to share their perspective, share their experiences. And that is long term what I truly want when it comes to my growth. So if this is something that you're looking for when it comes to your business, you want that growth and that visibility, you want to get more clients, but you want to do it in a way in which things feel easy and joyful, then this is the way in which I help my clients do it. So here's the thing. You want to prioritize your relationships over followers. You want to be able to deepen those connections with those who already follow you, who are already in your audience before you even go into trying to create this massive following for yourself. If you take anything away from this video is that it doesn't require a massive following for you to be profitable in your business. I want you to step away from the influencer mentality and focus on being of service. Help your ideal clients see that you're the obvious solution to their problems. Now, if you're ready to stop posting for the sake of posting, if you're ready to create a real strategy that's going to give you results and you want my help with that, I would love for you to book a marketing intensive with me. This marketing intensive, we're going to go deep in understanding all the ins and outs of that marketing plan. We're going to help you create that 90-day marketing plan for your business. And we're going to create a marketing plan that works for you in this season that you're at in your business. You'll walk away with clarity on your ideal client, your offers, and what content to create. No overwhelm, no crazy ass 20-step process. It's just the foundational things that you need to have in place in order for that marketing to work for you. I only have 5 spots available. So if you'd like to work with me now, I would love for you to book that call and go on janetserrano.com/discovery call or janetserrano.com marketing intensive to know more about this marketing intensive. Also, make sure that you go to my website at janetserrano.com to get this marketing quiz where I'm going to help you understand your marketing blind spots so you can know what's your next best step in business. Now, if you love this video, you're going to love the next one on this series, which is how to create content at a much faster speed using AI. And I'm just going to give you the behind the scenes look of how I create content, how I brainstorm ideas. And again, thank you so much for being here. My name is Janet. I'm a marketing coach, and I help my clients simplify their marketing so they can have a profitable business. I'll see you in the next video.